Hello viewers, today I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful Boss Babe handbag. Yes, you're going to learn every step. First, I began by showcasing the materials I used. My main fabric, lining, scissors, chalk, zipper, thread, the matching color, and stiffener for the structure. I wanted the width of my bag to be 9 inches, so I added 2 extra inches, 1 inch on each side for seam allowance. I prefer to add extra so the final size doesn't come out smaller than I planned. I did the same to the 4 sides, which is based on how wide I want the bag to be. Next, I cut out the front and back panels of the bag. To find the center of the square, I marked it and then used that point to draw a circular shape using my tape chalk. As you can see, it's come out as circle at the end of the day. Now I'm tracing it from the middle point of the square. I took it round. I carefully took it round. After tracing it round, I used my scissors to cut it out. Next, as you can see, look at the 2 fronts. I'll still put it back together, front facing front. I fold it into 2 to start shaping the purse. I place the fabric right side facing each other. From the top edge, I measured about 4 inches down and made a curved line. This helps soften the edge and gives the purse its shape. Then I marked and cut along that curve. After unfolding it, you can see the purse beginning to take shape. Now I measured around the curved base to know the size I will need for the bottom panel. The bottom panel is what I will use, is what I place on the fabric here now to get the length, which is the bottom panel length. After marking the bottom panel length, I move to the width. The width of this piece is up to you. For mine, I used 5 inches, then added 1 inch seam allowance, ½ inch for each side. After cutting the bottom piece, I folded it in half and marked a slant at both ends. Look at the way I marked a slant. Then use my scissors to shape it out. After cutting the bottom piece, I folded it in half and marked a slant at both ends with chalk. Then cut the slanted edges to match. This gives the purse a nice tapered shape at the base, as you can see. Next, I cut out the strap. This will serve as the handle of the bag. I folded it into 2, then I'm going to sew the 2 sides. But before that, I move on to the stiffener, which gives the purse some structure and allows it to stand nicely. I didn't cut the stiffener exactly the same size as the fabric. I reduced it a bit to leave ½ inch free all round. This makes sewing easier and prevents bulky seams. Once done, I attach the stiffener to the lining with iron. I use iron to join it together. Let me not forget, for the lining I first added fabric gum to it before applying the stiffener. Then I placed the right side of the fabric and the right side of the lining together to join the top edges. I'm sewing it right now. After sewing, I notched the edges to release tension. Then turn it to the right side and iron it neatly for a clean finish. I took it to the ironing table to iron it down for a neat finish. Yes, I'm stitching the handle together. After stitching it together, to turn the handle right side out, I use a screwdriver. As you can see, I'm carefully turning it to the front. Next, and now is fixing the zipper. I brought out my zipper and positioned it correctly. First, I attached one side of the zipper to one edge of the fabric and stitched it in place. Then I did the same for the other side. You will notice I'm working with the top curved edge of the purse here. That's where the zipper goes in. Once I finish stitching the zipper, I move on to the bottom part of the bag. To attach the bottom, I placed the wrong side of the fabric and the wrong side of the lining together and started sewing around the edges. Here's an important tip. Remember how we slanted the side of the bottom panel? You must remeasure it after slanting. When you slant both ends, the measurement will slightly increase. For example, my measurement changed from 24 inches to a bit more after slanting. So make sure to trim it back down to your original size to keep everything accurate and neat. Now that everything is stitched together, here is the back view of the purse, as you can see. Next, I stitch the zipper area together again to secure it properly after weaving. Sorry I couldn't show that part on camera, but you can see it has been neatly weaved. Now let's fix the handle. I opened the purse slightly and inserted the handle stripe from one side. Push the strap all the way in so it stays hidden once we turn it out. Then pull it out slightly on the other side to create the loop. Now I'll stitch the strap, the end of the zipper and the fabric together. Make sure to sew very close to the edge for a strong finish. After sewing one side, I repeated the same process on the other side, holding the strap, zipper and fabric together. And after stitching them, I trim off the excess fabric and our purse is almost done. Now I'm turning the bag to the right side so you can see how it looks. We are not done yet, but at least you can see the shape coming out. I zipped it up and now the next step is to double stitch. Oh yeah. I want to sew around all the edges again, including the handle, to make the bag extra firm and durable. Here's how I did it. After turning the bag to the front, I carefully stitch all the way around the edges. Take your time with this part so you don't end up squeezing or distorting the shape of the purse. Just follow the curves neatly and slowly. As you can see, I did the same for the handle. Now the purse is well secured and neat. I zipped it closed again and now it's time to fill it up and see how it looks. And guess what? Our purse is ready. Yeah, I am holding it so I love how it turned out. To finish it off, I decided to add a small design for a touch of glam. I pierced one side of the purse to attach this silver detail. See how I fixed it? You can choose to add a chain, stones, or any design you like. Just be creative. And that's it for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.